Azerbaijan hopes that the new government of Armenia would soberly approach to the settlement of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Azerbaijani MP Sevinj Fataliyeva said, speaking at the PACE winter session in Strasbourg. She noted that Azerbaijan has always expressed its readiness to conduct constructive negotiations.
A number of times here in the Assembly we discussed elections, development of democracy in Armenia, which my colleague already mentioned, but unfortunately very rarely we heard any criticism. Instead, we witnessed full support of some of our European colleagues, sometimes even boarding with heroism in defending the former leadership of Armenia. But time and real position of Armenian people triumphed, and the world saw the true situation in Armenia lasting for about 20 years. Serge Sarkisyan brought Armenia to crisis, both politically and economically. Serge Sarkisyan openly and proudly declared his participation in the massacre of Azerbaijani people in Khojaly. Nevertheless, you applaud him here in this assembly, and now the Armenian people got rid of the criminal regime, and we hope that the new ones in their policies will only be guided by the interests of Armenian people, because the future of development of Armenia depends entirely on normalization of relationship with Azerbaijan, which depends on settling the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict.
In turn, Rafael Husseinov, the member of the Azerbaijani delegation to the PACE, noted that significant changes occurred in Armenia last year. The criminal regime that existed in this country for several years failed and collapsed. With the coming to power of the new leadership in Armenia, hopes emerged that changes in the domestic and foreign policy of this country would turn for the better.
Now I would like to focus on other moment. Here in Parliamentary Assembly, in this hemicycle, the previous elections as well as the state of democratic institutions in Armenia have been repeatedly debated. The previous presidents, now expelled by Armenian people and publicly announced to be criminals by Armenian state, used to take chair in this respected hall. Each time we have stated our critical views regarding them, thus preparing documents on the matter. Nevertheless, the rapporteurs implementing monitoring in Armenia as if have not noticed the crying shortcomings, neglecting the voices of Armenian human rights defenders, and consequently prepared the reports confirming almost the perfectness of the situation. Also, the progress reports each time assessed elections as positive. Furthermore, during the address of the heads of criminal regime, here the positive statements were made about them on behalf of Council of Europe.
The positive reports and approving comments of European observers on the former criminal regime presented at assembly meetings are preserved in the archives of the Council of Europe, Rafael Husseinov added. Today, both the population of Armenia and the new leadership of the country openly declare the criminal actions of the former leadership. Note that the winter session of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe will continue until January 25th.